just watch the video.
Today's video sponsor is Simply Safe. There is no safe like Simply Safe. We had a pretty light day at the crab stand. We did not sell a lot of crabs. I thought, you know, it's probably the weather, kids went back to school, weekend after Labor Day weekend. I get it, whatever. Well, today is Sunday and weather is much better. We have football coming on and there's nobody here. It's a bit of a ghost town. It's 11:30, we've been hoping for half an hour. We did have a few customers this morning. We actually had Tori Smith from the Ravens stop by and get crabs, which is pretty cool. Other than that, we have not had many customers. And I have a trailer full of crabs. The problem that just arose is that the refrigerator is not working. Once again, I'm having refrigeration issues, imagine that. We gotta figure something out for that because I do not want the crabs that I can't sell anyway to die because that would be even worse than it is right now. Here's the issue, and I know it doesn't look like an issue, but it's because the issue's where you can't see it, per usual. So this was a giant solid block of ice, and it looked the same on the inside, and we defrosted it, but now there must be ice inside of it because when you turn the fan on, it doesn't pass any air. I know from experience that that means A, dead crabs, and B, it's frozen inside. So we need to do something to go defrost it. I did borrow Lindsay's hair dryer this morning, even though she said I broke the last one, so I don't know. She's not here to borrow her hair dryer, so we're gonna have to figure out a solution because it's getting hot in there. Not only not be able to sell the crabs, but also not have any live crabs to sell. That'd be very bad. We gotta get in and out and get the stuff that we need before the things in the bed of my truck get stolen out of the bed of my truck. Perfect. You've got a free gift. You can't have too many ratchet straps. It's currently working, sort of. It's blowing chunks of ice and whatever else out. We defrosted it. Hopefully it stays working. We'll see. CoolBot is still working. Ooh, starting to get cold now. Hopefully it doesn't freeze right back up. Heating
same thing.
the air conditioner so it cools it down in here. We have to heat it so it cools it down in here, if that makes any sense. Pretty much a loop fix. I cannot believe anybody
crabs anything.
people aren't lying.
It's just like a barbecue.
They're monsters, and everybody always wants them, and I never have them, and I finally have them, and there's nobody here to buy them. Well, this is not great. The crab truck just stalled out at the top of the hill, and now it's not running anymore. This is not ideal. We have 35 minutes until the crab stand opens, and the truck is out of fuel right there. So Josh is gonna start unloading that, and I'm gonna go find diesel fuel as fast as I can. Well, went home to get the fuel and then realized that all the fuel is at the boat at the marina. The benefit is it's already in cans, so I don't have to stop and fill it up. I mean, best case scenario, I get there at 11 when we open, and the truck is still broke down in the front. So, and at best case it starts. Well, this might not be good. Well, it's 11 o'clock, and we are still 15 minutes away. Oh no, there is a load of people here. This is not good. All right, well, people are here. Fuel's in the truck, but you gotta get through this line. Josh is backed up, so I'm gonna give him a hand. I'll give you a hand, holy cow. All right, here's Cindy, dozen large for Cindy. Yep. And tell people if they want pictures and whatever, like they want to come get one way here, and I'll you know.
Okay, that's great.
I can get one with them.
We're coming here.
Yeah, come in here and grab a set of gloves and help. You want to make sure you gotta earn it.
Do you have 3 dozen extra large?
Yes, you should. I see green trade.
Yes? Okay.
Well, we're getting through the line finally. Now we just need a chance to move the truck back in and back it up. But people keep coming, which is great. But this was just one of those things. This truck has this little idiosyncrasy. I think that the pickup tank is busted off in the fuel tank, so it only goes to quarter gallon or quarter tank and then it's out of fuel. So I forgot to put fuel in it. These good? Yep. Oh, 2 dozen? All right, thanks. Holy cow. We got through it. Josh, you're the MVP. Appreciate it. Keeping everything going, although I don't know why this isn't running. Why is the refrigerator not on? Let's see why the fridge didn't turn on. Oh, uh-oh. Oh boy. All right, AC seems to be working. CoolBot engaged. People are dying to get in here. Maybe he's just a hearse driver.
He's an actual horse driver.
Brought his hearse to the crab stand. That's pretty cool. Look at all these crabs. The whole box is overflowing from one row. And we've been calling between pots too. Crazy. Yeah, we might need to fix that tank, I guess. Well, this is not great. Feel a vibration in the running gear. And I really hope it's not what I think it is. I hope it's not a cutlass bearing that's gone. I guess that means I'm gonna have to get in the water, dive overboard, and figure out what the deal is. A little chilly than last time I did this. Oh, it's nasty down here.
Are you naked under there?
Am I naked under here? You'd have to pay for that show. Okay, yeah, we have some line in the wheel. There is most definitely 100% line in the wheel. Doesn't feel like the bearing's roasted. We'll find out here in a second. All right, good news. There is line in the wheel, but at this point, that's good news. There is method to this madness, by the way. Usually when line gets wrapped up around a propeller, on an inboard at least, you have a loop or two over top of the blades, and that's what's usually holding up the rest of it. So if you can cut the loops off of the blades, you can usually get down there and unwind it by hand or with my feet. I like to try to map out the situation with my feet, then go down and cut it out. I'm actually shocked at how clear the water is here today. This is the clearest it's actually been all year, I think. I never keep a mask on the boat because you can never see anything. That's not good. That's my own line too. I know right where I picked that up. Just a little more. All right, that's the last of it. It was just line. It was in the wheel. Good bit of it too. So, good news is we don't have to pull the boat out. So that's great. Shout out Benchmade. Well, it's the second to last Saturday of the crab stand. I tell you what, I will never figure this stuff out because last weekend I had a load of crabs, beautiful weather, nobody showed up. We got stuck with a bunch of crabs. We had to ship. It was no big deal. But then this weekend, I didn't get as many crabs. A, because it was so windy, I didn't get to go crabbing very much. And B, I got stuck with a bunch of crabs last weekend, so I didn't want to get a whole bunch. And then we pretty much have sold out of every crab we have for the entire weekend, and we still have an hour before we close today. That is just the way business goes sometimes, I think, is you just can't predict it. And you just gotta roll with the punches. It was surprising. I didn't think that we were gonna have that many people, but we did. It was great. Gotta find crabs for tomorrow so we can be open all day tomorrow. I guess we're going crabbing. Well, Ember and I took the stick steer boat out after the crab stand today, and I got all the way back to the marina, got here to the slip, and then I think the motor locked up. I'm pretty sure I may have just cooked it. To be determined, I guess. But for now, we're paddling. Well, it definitely got hot. Ooh, that is warm. Ow, very warm. But it was already kind of discolored like that. Oh, dude, she's not even locked up. She's a runner. We'll throw a water pump in her, she'll be good. I think I went a little shallow and sucked up some mud or something. So today, hopefully it's not gonna be a huge disaster. We have a little bit of a logistics to take care of. I'm here at CJ's right now to pick up a bushel of crabs because we are very light on crabs. We don't have much at all. And I suspect today will be a busy day in the beginning because of the football game, judging by how busy yesterday was. We have crabs coming in and getting delivered to Jimmy's Famous Seafood for me to pick up through somebody else. We got some people pulling through for me today, getting me a few extra crabs because we pretty much sold out everything yesterday, which was shocking. The crabs don't come into Jimmy's till 10:30. The crab stand opens at 11, so we have to go back from here to my house, pick up the stuff, go to the crab stand, set up the crab stand. Cam's gonna drive to Jimmy's, be there as soon as the crabs get dropped off. He's gonna pick them up, hightail it back to the crab stand. Hopefully me and Josh can hold down the crab stand until he gets back because it's liable to be a crowd, and I appreciate people's patience. I remind people that all the time, but I really do, because I'm trying to make it work out here with what we got. So, all right, Cam is going to Jimmy's to get crabs. Looking good today. We got these keg steamer pots that Cy built. They're pretty nice. Crab stand set up, call some crabs. Got plenty of merch. We're ready to go. Let's take the day on. Today is possibly one of the last days I'll ever haul gear on the Southern Borough. Lord willing, I get the Desperado done this winter. Today is also one of the first days of the ending of the season, or the first last day of the season, I suppose. We're gonna fish 500 pots today, hell or high water. Get as many crabs as we possibly can before we start to pull crab pots out. This weekend, Saturday and Sunday, are my last 2 days of the crab stand for the year. I imagine it's gonna bring a bit of a crowd, a lot of people that wanna come and hang out, and it's the last crabs of the year. We have quite the event for this weekend planned. We need as many crabs as I can possibly get my hands on. The weather has not been cooperating. In terms of wind and it has not been allowing me or any of the other crabbers to go out and crab. I need to have my whole rig out of the water by the end of the week. Every pot out and on land in the next 4 days. The weather, I'm not sure is going to allow that to happen as smoothly as it should. I'm making the call today to fish 500 pots and put them back and not bring any home with me because I need as many crabs as I could possibly get for this weekend. I want to try to go fish the pots through again and have whatever crabs I need, plus get some from a bunch of the other local guys. It's a bit of a gamble, and you need pretty fair weather to bring gear home because you have to stack it on the boat. Also, the other issue is that I do not have a lot of help because it's hunting season, and some of them went back to school as well. Also, today, it is very cold, like 46, which I know, that's like oystering weather. We should be deer hunting, it's deer hunting weather. It's supposed to blow a little bit, so that means it's gonna be very, very cold on the water. Hence all the multiple layers in the hat. I'm in the truck, and it's already cold, partially because my heat doesn't really work until I'm almost to the marina. There's a lot of what ifs this week. There's a lot of things that could go wrong. We have a lot of things to get done. The reason I'm pulling my crab pots out before the end of October is because we have a boat to build. And this boat build is taking a very long time. We're building the Desperado, the boat that got vandalized. We were tearing it down to nothing, and then we were rebuilding it into hopefully a brand new boat. I need to get crabbing wrapped up. We've had a great season so far. Caught plenty of crabs, we sold lots of crabs. It's been awesome. Big thanks to you guys. Ordering crabs online, ordering crab cakes, ordering seasoning, coming to the crab stand on the weekends, getting crabs. My great season's because of you, so I do appreciate it.
Like I said, this could be one of my last days hauling gear in the Southern Grill. I'm going to tell myself that in anticipation of actually finishing the Desperado in time. It's motivating me to go get that done. It's been an interesting crabbing year so far. It's been good. Slow start per usual. Basically, we just had to let the crabs grow up, we call it. In the beginning, you're catching all the crabs that buried up from the year before when they wake up in the spring. Then you're kind of waiting on the previous year's brood of juvenile crabs to kind of shed through their 2 to 4 shedding cycles a year and get big enough to catch. That puts us here today in October, where a lot of those crabs that were this big, our 4.5, 5-inch crabs, are now our nice 6-inch plus market-sized crabs in October. That's awesome for us. Got plenty of nice market-sized crabs around, and the crabs are big enough they're staying in the pot. It usually means we can fill baskets faster, which is great. Everybody loves a bigger crab. October is definitely the best time of year to get crabs. The crabs are actually starting to build a fat reserve inside of them. They're getting ready to hibernate, basically. It gives them a different flavor. You get that really nice deep yellow mustard. It makes them taste great. The craziest thing about crabs this time of year is that we run out of market usually. People are like, oh, why are you quitting? Typically it's because we run out of market. You can catch every crab in the world you want, but if you can't sell it, it's no good. And in October, those later months, we have the most amount of crabs and the least amount of market, which is wild. And I think that we should change that. That might be next year's project, is switching the narrative a little bit and letting people know that fall is a better time to get crabs. We got 500 pots to fish today, which is a usual day of work. Weather seems to be relatively fair. We got north-northwest winds that were protected by the shoreline. Should make for some pleasant working conditions, knock on wood, for now at least. It's also really cold. It's like 40-some degrees, and I'm hoping that some of the pots that I have in shallower water are still going to have crabs in them. We had a couple warm days last week. They kind of pushed some of these crabs a little shallower. Then it got real cold again. And I don't really want to move gear today just to pull it out and put it on land next time I fish it. Maybe I will, depending on what we got going here, what we see. This time of year, we get these first couple cold days. A lot of the crabs are starting to run out of the creeks too that have been jammed up in there. So I'm hoping, being at the kind of fishing the mouths, edges of these creeks, I can catch some of these nicer, really big crabs that have been held up in these creeks, because I need them for this weekend. That's deer hunting weather there, man. It gets me excited to go deer hunting. That's all we've all been talking about all morning. We're all ready. Everybody's pretty burnt out by October, November. We've been crabbing hard all year since April.
What do you think, Drew? We're trying to do that 19 more times.
This is impossible.
Check this crab out. He's got a couple strong claws and 2 little brand new legs. He's also a peeler. So crabs, a lot of times, if they lose their limbs, they can regrow them, kind of like Deadpool in the movie. But if they have to regrow all their limbs or multiple, a lot of times it'll make the crab shed. So he'll indicate on his swim fin there that red line that he's gonna shed into a soft crab. When he sheds out, he's actually gonna have 2 brand new claws and 2 brand new legs underneath of his shell. Definitely kind of weird and alien, but look at them. They're like little teeny tiny little claws. And that's soft like a soft crab, like how he's gonna be when he sheds out. Pretty neat. He's gonna be a hammer soft crab when he sheds, if he makes it. This crab will shed out. His points probably be out to there. It'll be a crab, a third bigger probably. Ah, yes. A little dielectric grease to squeeze in the hydraulics today, because it's squeaky. Not really even the hydraulics, but it's my steering thing here. Grease is grease, right? Doesn't matter what kind. My theory is some grease is better than no grease. Mint. Good as used. All right, we got a toadfish. I think they're pretty cool. I don't know why they would ever call it a toadfish. It doesn't look anything like a toad. Just kidding. They got some big teeth on them, and basically their entire thing, like their whole body is one big muscle, one big jaw muscle. And they break oysters and clams and all that kind of stuff open right with their jaws, so you do not want to get your fingers near that thing. That guy actually bit AJ when he stuck his finger in the box, but if they want to, they can seriously get you bad. You can't really see it, but they got a little spike right under there that'll stick up, and it's got kind of the same toxin that a catfish or a stingray has, so you do not want to get stuck by one of the barbs either. They are masters of camouflage and bottom feeders. You can see if you flip them over up underneath their chin, all those little things right there are so that they can feel their way around the bottom, because they can't see much while they're down there. And they got a flat belly and these little things right here that are basically like feet. So when they're on the bottom, they basically walk themselves around with these little feet. It's kind of weird. Definitely slimy, nasty things. I'm not sure if you can eat them. Some people call them the mother-in-law fish. Not me, of course. My mother-in-law's delightful. It's pretty cool. Big fish. It's nice. I like this. This is actually like, makes me sad I'm pulling them out. I love crabbing this time of year. The weather's great for it. If you can crab in a sweatshirt or long sleeves, that's the kind of weather I want to go in. I'd rather have this over 95 degrees and stupid humid any day. But in another week when it's freaking 40 every day and the crabs fall off, I won't be regretting it.
I'm gonna check the bilge. It's suspicious that the bilge pump has not gone off in a while. People get nervous. They're like, oh, your bilge pump goes off a lot. I'm like, yeah, I get nervous when it doesn't go off. Oh wow, look at that. Oh, it's going off right then and there. Perfect. See the little indicator? It's like an outboard motor. It's indicating that it's working.
We got a horseshoe crab right here. We don't see these that often this time of year. It's a little unusual, but we do find them in pockets occasionally. That is a prehistoric critter right there. 250 million year old crab, and it's the most harmless thing in the bay. I know it looks vicious, but all these little points, they ain't gonna hurt you. The tail, not gonna hurt you. The tail is just to flip them back over when they get on their backs like a turtle. This guy's a male. The males tend to be a little smaller. You can tell, you see them little claws right there? Those claws will not pinch you. Those claws are for when they go to mate. The males are gonna grab onto the back of the shell right here and here on the female and basically ride them around until they're ready to mate, and then they do the deed. The only harvest that I know of for these is actually a catch and release, essentially, for horseshoe crabs. They do it off of Shikatig and out in the ocean, where they harvest them and then take some of their blood. They'll stick an IV right in there, put them up like this, take a little bit of their blood, which is blue, and then they'll release them. They'll tag them and release them so that crab can't be basically bloodlet again. Pretty neat. Seems like a super sustainable fishery. They also get a lot of really good research on how these move and where they go, because they're tagging pretty much every horseshoe crab after they release it. Here we got a white perch. This is staple fish here in the bay. This is a particularly big one. He's not going to make it back over. These are great bait, especially if they're this big. You get 2 pieces out of them. Good fish. The fish everybody around here grew up catching. Good eating too. People don't eat them a lot because they're just, you got to catch a lot of them, but super cool fish. I hope these things are around forever for my kids to catch, because every body of water needs an easy fish to catch. This is the bluegill of the bay, essentially. Kind of an interesting crab if you know what you're looking at. So this crab is an immature female. She's also a peeler. You can see on her fin, she's showing sign of shedding. She's actually sort of a white sign, but she's an interesting crab because she's so dirty. She's basically a runt, you know, like anything else, you're gonna have runts of the litter. That's what this crab is, and she should have shed out a long time ago. There's probably something not quite right with her. Doesn't look like she's got the parasite, the cotton crab parasite, which will keep them from growing. But she definitely has been around a long time, and unfortunately she's probably not going to survive this shed. just because she's so tiny and beat up. And I can see she's a little bit weak, but we'll definitely throw her back and try to give her the best chance. She's too small to keep anyway, but when these crabs have something wrong with them, a lot of times they'll either jam up in creeks, go to hide and live their life out, where it's kind of easy, less predators, or they'll come out here and they'll basically make a home out on the big mud flats, and that's kind of usually when you see them get all dirty and stuff like that. But she would shed out into a mature female crab that's probably only about that big, which would be abnormally small for this area in particular. Down in the lower bay, they see a lot of immature females this size, a lot more than we do at least, and then they do shed out. They get a lot of smaller females. I don't know why we get bigger ones up here, but kind of interesting. A summer flounder. They do get a lot bigger than this. A legal one, I think they got to be like 18 inches or something to keep, which is pretty big. But we don't catch them much bigger than this in crab pots because they just don't fit in crab pots after they get much bigger. Neat fish though, if you've never really seen them. They look just like the bottom, so they're perfect for camouflage. He's got both eyes on one side of his head, which is real strange. But they're white on the other side as well. And when they're born, they actually look like a regular fish. They have an eye on either side. And then as they mature, their eye actually moves to the other side of their head. They get them a lot more closer to the ocean, a lot bigger ones. My theory's always been that the smaller ones are here in the upper bay. It's sort of a nursery. You know, it's not near as vicious for them up here. And then they get bigger and then they move down the bay. Last row. It's been a good day. Days make me like crab. Although I know better than to speak too soon. That's for sure. Got a few crabs. Not as many as I was hoping, but with all this wind and cold weather we've had, you gotta expect them to drop off a little bit. But putting fresh bait in them one last time this year. Nothing like seeing a pot full of nice crabs come up over the rail though. Nothing's like that. Next time we get on this line, it'll be to put them on land. As you can see, falling off. Big pretty crabs. This time of year, big crabs are coming out of the creek and all. That's beautiful crab. Giant. Looks like we got enough to cover the shipping orders. That's the other thing I'm trying to keep up with is, you know, we ship crabs all over. A lot of times we need to get some early in the week to be able to make those shipping orders because it's a lot of steps to get them from this crab pot to your doorstep. Most of these crabs that we caught today will probably be going to Jimmy's to try to check that box. And then the rest of the week we'll be crabbing for this weekend, and always good to end on a positive note. Last one set for the year. Next time we pull them, we're staying on the boat. All right, so here's the deal. We went crabbing the other day, and I intended that to be our last full day hull and gear, but the weather has decided otherwise. It went from light and variable winds to blowing a gale today. So we did not go crabbing today, which means we will not be wrapped up crabbing by Sunday at the end of this day at the crab stand like I was planning. It's gonna take 2 days to get the rest of the gear back home. We need crabs for the crab stand this weekend. I've been having a hard time getting crabs because it's been blowing so bad. So we're gonna try to go crabbing tomorrow, which is Friday, fish the whole rig, and then sell crabs Saturday, Sunday, and then Monday, Tuesday, when the wind is supposed to have laid out, go pick up the rig in 2 days and be done wheels up by Tuesday, which is not what I was wanting, but you gotta adapt. It's sitting around crying about it ain't gonna change the weather. People I had scheduled to work on certain days now can't. Now I'm scrambling to try to find help for tomorrow. Plus I don't have any bait. So now I gotta source some bait, which I think I can do, and see if we can pull this off. The thing is, tomorrow, Friday, is not supposed to be pleasant weather. It's supposed to be rough. We are scrambling to try to get a plan together that's changing, that has a lot of variables that are changing, and also trying to make money, because that's why we're crabbing. And not the whole reason we're crabbing, obviously, but it's our job. We got to make money. I can't pay to go do it, and we're rolling a lot of dice here. A lot of gambles, and none of it is cheap. We have a lot of crabs to run tomorrow too, and so that means tomorrow we got to get out, fish the pots, get back, and then cull about 30 bushels of crabs before Saturday morning, which just sounds crazy. I never know what to do, but I always figure something out. And so yeah, that's where we're at. All right, so we got a plan. 5 o'clock, I'm gonna have AJ go down, pick up bait and crabs from CJ and Jason. Shout out CJ and Jason for helping bail me out of this mess. He's gonna bring the crabs to my house. He's gonna then go take the bait, load it right onto the boat for tomorrow morning, then come back to the house. By that time, I should have other crabs that have gotten here, and I will come back when the crabs get delivered and start running through crabs. I probably have about 20 or 30 bushels of crabs to call myself tonight. It's gonna be a late one. Tomorrow morning, we're gonna get up and crab, and then take care of everything else we gotta get done for the crab stand, and then Saturday, Sunday, hit it hard at the crab stand. Hopefully have a banger party, celebration, end of the year. Hopefully people show up, or else I'm gonna be stuck with an absolute load of crabs. But we could always ship those crabs, turn them into crab cakes, which you guys can buy
buy online, link in the description. We're gonna go Monday and Tuesday, pick up the pots, put them in the yard, take the crabs to Jimmy's, do a last run for shipping crabs, ship all those crabs. New plan, we'll see if I can pull it off. Oh man, going out with a bang. I started this morning at 3:30 a.m. because I could not sleep because I was anxious about this weekend. So I got up and went deer hunting this morning because I just couldn't sleep. And they got an early start on the day. So dark to dark work, baby. I got a deer too. Sometimes you just gotta roll the dice and commit to a plan, and that is what we were doing. We got a plan, we're committed, and we're barreling forward, and if it doesn't work out, doesn't work out. Nobody's gonna die, hopefully, including myself. We're gonna make it happen. We're gonna finish strong. We didn't come this far to only come this far. We came this far to win at the end. We're not breaking even, we're winning this weekend. That's what people say right before they get completely and utterly, in the wise words of the legend John Daly, caffeine plus nicotine equals protein, baby. And that's what we're running on. So by far the most important thing is how crabs are handled. Because see when they're biting each other like that, these crabs, they need another day to settle out in these baskets. They're freaking, I'm trying to be real careful with them, but you gotta like, you can't yank them apart. You start doing that, you're gonna kill them. And you get a crab pinched through the head or something crazy, that's good as a dead crab. You may as well throw him right in there because all he's gonna do is die and kill all the crabs around him. That's how it works. Ooh, a little rough. I put the larges over here, for example, so that I don't have to throw them as far because I got a lot of what I'm mostly going for, you know, it's what I mostly got. I don't want to be tossing them. I want to gently place them right side up into this crate because they're not happy campers upside down. Even them tearing each other's little legs up and stuff, that's no good. Gotta be real easy on them. I'm like, man, people are coming from a long way. You don't want to be, you know, the guy on YouTube and this and that sells crabs and then sell a crappy crab. It's like, I took a lesson from Jimmy Seafood there. You can't be Jimmy Seafood that's always doing cool stuff and, you know, hanging out with athletes and this and that and be in the news and then be the guy that, you know, that you show up and then you have a crappy meal. It's like, no, you gotta stand behind what you do. I just want to deliver a good product, as good as I can, while also trying to make some money. Pretty extra larges. Beautiful, beautiful stuff. Oh, jumbo. Gorgeous. Rusty belly. See all that? See all that like brown spots and all that? That's called shell rot. He'll never shed again, probably, and that's what's ultimately going to kill him, is that his shell, he won't have the energy, he'll be too old to shed his shell. The shell starts to break down around him because they're not made to last forever because they're supposed to shed them when they grow. So same thing with a lobster, you know. Ooh, I hate dropping one. The lobsters live a lot longer than crabs. They have a much longer lifespan. I learn something new about crabs every year, but I learned more about the selling side this year than I ever have. Oh, one last thing. You hear that bubbling? Listen real close. You hear that? It's a symphony of crabs keeping themselves alive. Crabs blow bubbles and stuff inside of them. Sometimes you'll see them foaming at the mouth. They ain't got rabies. They're just trying to keep themselves alive. Do that to oxygenate the water that's inside of them, like in the dead men in the lungs and stuff. That's how they can live out of water. Crabs can live out of water for up to a week. Don't ask me how. Actually, you can. I just told you how. I just told you how they live out of water for a week. Another tip. When you have two crabs pinching, if you hang the offended, they won't drop. If you hang the offender, the guy pinching the other one, he will typically drop. And if you get pinched by a crab, do not pull on it. The harder you pull, the harder they bite. It's Friday morning, headed to the boat, running late. And I'm short-handed because I guess I misunderstood one of the guys who was gonna help me. I thought he could work today. I guess he can't work today. We'll make it happen. Just kidding. There's old CJ. What's up?
Good morning.
Beautiful day in the neighborhood, isn't it?
I can't hear you. What?
Don't scratch my paint. See you later. Get to work. Pleasantly surprised that it is not that rough out. I can tell it's definitely a little north roller. The west is dropping out of it, and we're picking up a little more east into the wind, so it's going to roll a little bit. So I'm hoping to get the gear in the danger zone down here fished first, and then go somewhere where we can work a little easier if we get a little more east in the wind. Beautiful morning, chilly. Bringing into CJ. He's in a good mood. I'm in a good mood. We get it done. Grind through it. I really hope we get some crabs. If we do not get crabs today, could be in trouble. I think I have a lot of people coming to the stand. We don't have a lot of crabs. We've been working hard for them. They fell off with this cold front. I can't imagine much trapped up. I don't think we have much. Who the heck is the guy in the crab boat towing the freaking battleship? That is A, super awesome. B, very ambitious. It looks like the tide and the wind's got him now. That is insane. Look at that. Well, look what we have here. Looks like I guess that's a squirrel. I don't know what that is. I have a suspicion as to who that was. Inquiring minds want to know who put the squirrel in my crab pot. Although I don't think I have to wonder. So CJ wanted to give us the little squirrel in the crab pot. We're gonna return the squirrel to the original owner and give him a little surprise. I think he's gonna like it. Look at that! Look at him stealing my design for the hook. I'm gonna put the squirrel back on here. Like Lord of the Flies out here. No! Get away! Nice. Good save. Good save by AJ. Alright, we got the squirrel. Make sure it's tight. Something to CJ here.
I don't think that's enough bait.
I don't think it is either. I want CJ to catch crabs.
I got a good idea.
We got great, rotten, disgusting, nasty, awful bait. And we're gonna put it in CJ's crab pot, so hopefully he catches a couple more. Oh, that's nasty. Whew. That's gonna trap him up right there. Thanks for the squirrel. Well, we're done. That was awesome. Good day. Probably the most fun I've had crabbing in a really long time. So we're headed back home. I gotta cull some crabs and get ready to go to the crab stand tomorrow. We got all the pots fished for the last time, although we did say that on Monday, and here we are. So we got Saturday, Sunday to get through with the crab stand, and we gotta get all these pots back on land, hopefully Monday, Tuesday. That'll be interesting. Shout out Desperado for the fuel we pumped out of it yesterday. It's going to good use. Well, it's the night before D-Day, and we are pulling another late one. Getting a bunch of crabs sorted from CJ and a couple other local guys. Got all the stuff I caught in there today. We got pretty much all the crabs culled, gone through. Now we gotta organize all the trailer. We're probably gonna pull everything out, set it out here, sort it into what we got, check, make sure it's right, and then put them back in all together. Got a little more work to do. We're ready to go. We got it all sorted out, but I don't think we could have got any more crabs really than we did. I'm actually kind of glad that I didn't get any more. Shout out CJ and all the other crabbers that helped me catch a few extra this week. We're even gonna make sure the truck starts in the morning. Nice. Heck yeah, 7.3. That's risky. I wish we had more fuel in this thing. Yeah, and I know that it says over a quarter tank. Yeah, that's totally fine, right? Well, this truck only goes to E on a quarter tank. So we already had this thing run out of fuel one time. The water softener's pumping. That's how you know it's pretty freaking late. 11:01, just in time for dinner. Well, it's like 8:30. I think Cam's already up at the crab stand. We're loading up all the t-shirts and everything. We got a trailer completely full of crabs. It's very chilly this morning, and I have no idea what to expect. I don't know if a lot of people are gonna show up, if nobody's gonna show up, and the anticipation is what kills me. My mom's helping me get all the shirts and everything right and straight. Hopefully we have enough of everything. Hope it's not nobody shows up. I'm also anxious it's gonna be too many people. Cam is very excited about today. I'm excited, I'm just anxious about it. I did hire the police again, actually. Once again, calling the police on myself and paying them to be there seems really strange, but I think I'd rather have them than not.
What are those for?
Decoration.
Oh, you really know how to spruce up the place.
I know. Why do you want to spend all this money on decorations for the house? We got plenty. There's 1,500 of these sitting in the front yard. Damn, the boat looks good. I brought these for decoration too. It's gonna be a lot of work for nobody to show up.
What do you mean? We're here.
True. Nothing else, we'll have a good party and like 200 pumpkins to play with.
Gearing up for the off season, right?
Yeah, yes we are. We still got Monday, Tuesday. Hopefully we'll pull all the pots in, put them on land.
Yeah.
And then we'll do the last of those crabs will go for shipping online. And then we have another week's worth of work just getting the boat set, probably a couple weeks, getting the boat shut down, all the freezers cleaned, the boat's cleaned and ready to go up. I hope, yes we will. After this year, I gotta take her to Florida at least.
You gotta take her somewhere.
Yeah, exactly.
Enough of that lighthouse camping, boat camping.
Right, a place with a bathroom. But here's the thing, when you set the bar really low,
Oh,
anything's better. Anything with a working bathroom is like A plus, you know?
That's why the lighthouse is really nice.
Yeah.
That was yeah.
Is the policeman a friend of yours?
Oh, he is now. I hired him.
Oh, did you?
Yeah. I was like, this is crazy. I'm calling the cops on myself now. I was like, I guess this is getting older, right?
Great idea.
Well, just with the traffic, the road's crazy, and you know, I know the parking's tight, obviously, so just getting people in and out, backing out, I just want to make sure everybody's safe.
Good idea, man.
I don't want to risk anybody getting hurt or anything. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate it. How you doing? Absolutely, absolutely. Lindsay.
Florida.
Florida crab cakes outside of the state of Maryland.
Right, right. Good.
I just don't.
Yeah.
And this one was delicious.
Good, good, good. I'm glad. So you could go on their website and find that kind of stuff, and you could have them shipped right to St. Louis if you wanted.
Look out.
Real Maryland crab cakes.
One of every color of your hat, so that's what we bought. Thank you so much.
All right, see you guys. Nice meeting you. Your
I
hand.
appreciate it.
No problem. Thank you.
He's going to be so excited.
Awesome.
I'm all the way across the street, though.
No problem. I'll help. I'll give you a hand.
I really admire your business and everything.
Oh, thank you.
I bet you feel kind of starstruck sometimes, too.
It's crazy. I never in a million years would have ever thought, you know,
All this would have...
never, never. But I'm grateful it is, you know. Awesome. It's nice to meet you, Roger. I'm Luke. Oh, yeah. Scratches. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. Enjoy the crabs.
Thank you. Here we go. 3, 2, 1.
Well, these are good, nice crabs. I hope you enjoy them.
I'll follow you on TikTok.
Awesome, man. Well, I appreciate you coming out. Tell Mr. Bill I said hi.
Take care.
See you later. Look at that. Look at that.
me.
You know how much I had to pay for him to wear that shirt? A couple grand this week.
Finally got me. Yeah, no, I finally got him.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, CJ pulled through for me and helped get a lot of the crabs I needed for this weekend because I ain't no crabber. Oh, you got them all.
Get to work.
That is funny. Here's the thing. This is CJ's license plate, and I can tell. I'm telling you what, listen here. This truck has never seen 70 miles an hour, and if it did, I know it hasn't because that would have flown off by now. I know it ain't seen 70.
Always impressed.
Good to see you.
Always impressed.
Well,
too. I mean,
you guys got here after it's starting to die down now. Hired the police. I said, that's how I know I'm getting older. I called the cops on myself and paid them to be here instead of somebody else calling them on me. So that's growing up. I'm glad I did though, because it was a madhouse here. You need a hand? Here.
No, I'm
Are you
good.
sure?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay.
Thank you, Dad.
Well, thank you so much. Well, I really appreciate you coming out and making the trip.
Oh, no problem. Good luck with everything.
Indiana, Pennsylvania. That's quite the journey. There you go, man.
Thanks, man.
Thank you so much.
Appreciate you.
I appreciate you.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, for sure. I can sign yours. Absolutely. Here you go. Thank you guys so much.
Thanks again, man.
No
Have a
problem.
great
Thank you
off-season.
guys.
See you next
Thank you. Sounds good. I'll see you next year.
New crab truck.
Yeah, I like it. I'll take it. I'll take 2.
I just moved down here like two months ago, and I really got into crabs. And I found you on I think YouTube first a few months ago, but I love the content.
Cool, man. I appreciate you watching. Can I help you? What are you looking for? Coming to hang out?
Just coming to hang out.
That's totally fine too. I'm glad you're here. It was the end of the first day of the last weekend of the crab stand, and it was awesome. It went way better than I was expecting. Ready for tomorrow? We got plenty of crabs, and we'll be back at it. Hopefully we get some more people to come through.
Well, it's Saturday night, and I'm home from the crab stand, ate some dinner, and now I have 15 more bushels of crabs to go through. Gotta get started. I'm pretty tired, but crabs ain't gonna call themselves. You know, I've been using my pickup truck's headlights as lights to sort the crabs because I actually don't have any lights, so maybe I should invest in some lights. It's the very last day of the crab stand. We got a bunch of people here about to open. Let's finish strong. Well, it's 3 o'clock on the last day. We're wrapping up. Awesome, big success. Huge shout out to all my guys here who made it possible. My friends and family. Brad for making sure nobody got killed. Lindsay for staying married to me this year. Pretty great. Cam for making stuff happen. Josh and AJ for slinging crabs. Jimmy's for having some awesome food and drinks. Of course, my mom for keeping everybody on track. Been an awesome year. We finished out strong. It was great. Thanks everybody so much for coming out. Somebody brought me a free outboard motor. Pretty sweet. We sold most of the crabs. I thought for sure we were gonna get stuck with a huge load of crabs, and we really didn't.
This is what we have left, and considering what we started with, which was both walls 4 high, I'm really glad this is all we have left. Between shipping crabs and selling at the crab stand, we moved just under 100 bushels of crabs so far this week. We still haven't got this week's shipping orders in, so I think we're up to 98 bushels of crabs that we have moved. Well, including these ones, but these ones are sold online already, so that's pretty good. That's probably the most I've ever sold at the crab stand in a week, so. Well, it is Monday. Yesterday was the last day of the crab stand, and today we are going out to pick up the rest of our crab pots. We got to get 250 crab pots on land and in my yard by the end of the day. For 2 trips for 250, 4 trips total before we're done. So, pretty easy day. Knock on wood, that was really dumb to say. Pretty light variable winds out of the west, so it should be pretty good. We got a full crew, so we're gonna stack the pots on the boat, put the line in the cans, put the hawks on the rack, get back, or load them on the trailer, come out, pick up another load, come back, take the load that's on the trailer to my house, come back with the trailer, load it again, and end the day at the house unloading. All the crabs that we catch today are gonna go to Jimmy's Famous Seafood for shipping. We did a last call on shipping crabs nationwide and end this year on a high note. We gotta get to work. CJ would say, get to work. Don't get no prettier than that. That is a beautiful, beautiful sunrise. Well, 1 load down and on the trailer. We're gonna head off, pick up another load. We're making good time right now. Gotta keep the pace. One of my other favorite parts of the end of the season is that a lot of times I'll take some of the last of the crabs, usually the really big ones, eat a couple myself, and then grease all my neighbors' palms with fresh steamed crabs to thank them for putting up with me as a neighbor, because, you know, I have quite the collection of stuff. Crab pots mostly. Actually, I'm thinking about building a second home out of my stack of crab pots. I think it would look nice in the front yard. This is the last day of the 2024 crabbing season, if all goes as planned. We got 250 more crab pots to pick up today, put on the trailer, and get back to the house. It's been an awesome year. I'm just feeling really grateful. I can't believe everything has worked out as well as it has so far, which does kind of scare me because it makes me think that I'm gonna get cosmically punished for things going well, because you know how it is. It's everything that goes well, you know, you have to pay for it. Nothing is free. And the anticipation of wondering what that punishment's gonna be is almost the worst part, but you know, it is what it is. Very lucky guy, and I don't forget it. I try to remind myself all the time. I'm super excited to dive into a lot of these other projects that we have and some more ideas I have for the business and whatever else over the winter. Also, the Desperado. The build is underway currently, so keep an eye out for that. That will be coming here relatively soon. We are working hard at it. It's just like I said, there's a lot of moving parts to it. We got one last day of hauling gear. We got to go out, pick up 250 pots, come back, 2 trips to the house. Crabbing season 2024 will be in the books. In my 10th year crabbing on my own boat. It's a big one. It only took 10 years for things to start working out really well. I'm gonna try not to blow her up on the last day, but try to open her up a little bit. We're doing a blistering 13 knots right now. Which is like 14 and a half miles an hour. We're approaching the speed of crab.
You want to use this barrel or you rather use that barrel?
So when we put up line for the winter, I use these cans. They're just Brute 32 trash cans with a pole on them. That's what we store the line in. We can stack all the loops in order. Same way they gotta go out. When we set, everything's the same as it was. First load, 1 more load, be in the books.
Well, how you feeling? Good. How do you think it went this year?
All right.
Just all right. Glad it wasn't bad.
Only took me all year to remember to pack a lunch. Finally did. Put peanut butter and fluff on styrofoam. Better than nothing. This guy's done lost his mind. That's Riley on a mud boat. What are you doing?
I saw you. I had to go get you.
Dude, what is that?
Awesome.
Yeah, I bet. It ain't yours. The big V-twin friggin' Harley. Let me dry the boat. This is the problem when I don't have enough work for Riley or anybody does. He's out here messing around, playing around, shrink wrapping boats. Give him a call. I can see a lot of boats out there way off in the distance. Also, don't give me crap about my gloves. These go on underneath the work gloves, okay? So my hands aren't these nasty, rotten things by the end of the day. You should try it. Man, I see all the guys pumping all their gear out deeper and into all these lays that I would lay this time of year, but I'm putting them on the roof and taking them home. I'll tell you what, I'm glad I am. It's been good. We've done plenty well. Been very fortunate this summer, so we got a lot of things to do, and weighing my options when I made this decision. It's just pulling them up right now is the thing to do, I think. We've got a lot to do, and I don't want to be killing myself rushing trying to get all those other things done when it could have been a lot easier. Last row of the season. About to come in the boat and mark my 10th year crab. One crab in it, one female. Well, all the pots are in the yard. I don't even know how many there is, but there's a lot. This is a beautiful, beautiful sight. Appreciate you guys watching. Looking forward to 2025. Like, subscribe, all that if you want. If not, it is what it is. You already watched the video. So we'll be back. All these pots will be fresh painted, zinced, ready to go overboard in just a couple months. Hopefully we'll be loading them all into the Desperado, going crabbing. We got the boat cleaned up. We're gonna celebrate. We're taking the crew and Lindsay to Hard Yacht on the boat. Falcon Point Seafood Christmas Party, wrapping up season 2024.
It's October.
What do you think, guys?
How we doing?
Good?
Local waterway.
That's right. And the boat made it. It's gonna have to leave now to get home by dark.